book review. Now these two books I just recently got in the last couple of days, so I haven't done any colouring in them yet, so you'll see me do some of that. So these are both from Blue Star Publishing. They were sent to me to review. So this is The Birds of the World by Remy Simard. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. And this one is Dragon World by Mark Coyle. So we'll start with the birds one. We'll just have a quick flip through. So here, they have their hashtag and their website, the Facebook and Twitter on there as well, their Instagram. Yeah. So we got some little tips and stuff like that in the front. And we start with the designs. So these ones, I noticed they've got these sort of little bits here. I think it's just to sort of encourage you to go for more of a realistic sort of colouring. And they are single-sided, so bleed through isn't going to be too much of an issue overall. So these pages are also quite thin. I wouldn't be trying any sort of watercolouring with them overall. But we'll just have a flip through. So here we have some of the other colouring books that Blue Star put out. I am actually looking at getting this one here, the Day of the Dead Sugar Skull one. And I was also looking at the, it's not on here, but they have a gothic art one, which looks really cool. And yeah, but they have some with cats in them, and just some basic sort of patterny ones. We have a little bit about the artist, who has a cat, so immediately totally okay in my books. So that's the birds one. And this is the Dragon World one by Mark Coyle. It's a bit of a scratch on the front. So again, we come in and there is, when I can turn the pages, all the information about sharing your images and stuff like that, some tips for it, and then we get straight into, so again, they are single-sided, so bleed through isn't going to be too much of an issue. The paper is a little bit thicker in this one than it is in the birds one, but I still wouldn't try any sort of watercolour with it. So here we have lots of dragons. Lots of different types of dragons. I actually really like that these dragons aren't super detailed, because you can just sort of add your own details. I'm actually planning to play around with some shading and stuff. Then we have stuff like this, space dragons. How can you go wrong with space dragons? Answer, you can't. Because space dragons. This one's technically not a dragon, but it's still pretty awesome. I'm very happy with that one. There's some feathered dragons. More space dragons. Can't go wrong with space dragons. then we're at the back and we have all the other ones that they make in from this publisher as well, and then we have a little bit about the artist, and we have his contact details as well. So I'm just going to flip through and pick a random image to start testing this stuff. So I mean, some of the designs are a little bit confusing when you first look at them. Like this one sort of, I have to stop and really look for a second before I can work out where the dragon is and where the other stuff is. But I'm sure once you like started colouring it, it would fix itself up quite easily. And this one, I don't know, this one just looks really awkward. But yeah, maybe I could do him like a statue sort of dragon or something. But yeah. So I'm gonna just try it with this one here. Alright, so I'm going to first check out, once I get them from in here. Some of my fine liners are falling out all over the damn place. Alright, so I'm going to first start off with some of my Jazz Art pencils. These are new, so I'm still getting used to them. So, yeah. Not only that, but I'm not... I never really picked up art when I was younger, so I'm not very good. So I'm just going to colour some of these trees. So the pencils work really smoothly on this paper. There's a little bit of grit, which is not entirely a bad thing. But the paper seems really nice. There's not too much grit, like it's fairly smooth, but when you colour you can feel that there's a tiny bit. Okay. Now for fine liners, I'm going to try one each from my go-tos, which is my Stabilo .88s and Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liners. So I've got two colours here. I have this blue grey sort of colour, and this is a very dark green. And I'm just going to do some of these little trees near the dragon, the dark green. So the paper really does absorb the fine liners very well. Probably a little too well. It seems to sort of, I don't know the right word for it, but sometimes when you put a line down it sort of swells. So if I just sort of yeah, it's not the neatest, just because the paper fibres are absorbing it quite well. Not necessarily a bad thing, like I said. So, and that is the Stabilo 0.88 that is doing that. Alright, then I've got the Triplus, and this is like a blue-grey sort of colour. I'm just going to test it on this page. Yeah, so it's going to come out quite dark, which is alright. I'm going to use it for this house here. So I tend to go very softly with my fine liners, and I do my best to not go over the same section sort of twice. Okay. So there is a significant amount of bleed through. Like I said, the pages are quite thin, but again, because they're single-sided images, it's not going to worry. It's not going to matter too much. But I would probably put a piece of paper in between here just in case. The other one that I'm going to try, and I did have a piece of paper lying around here specifically for this, and it's disappeared on me. So I'm going to put a piece of paper in between. Because one of the things that I immediately thought when I got this book was that, you know, it sort of leaves it open like to just sort of add your own patterns and stuff in. So I picked up this a couple of days ago, and it's a Uni Pen fine line. This is the 0.3mm. And I haven't actually used this yet, but it's a waterproof pen. And I was looking at doing some watercolor, like some tattoo designs that I want to do basically. So just gonna test this. I might just sort of, what am I gonna add? What can I add? Let's sort of add some. Yeah, let's just sort of add some random brickwork to this house here. Should probably get a finer one, but because this is the first time I've used this pen as well, yeah, I will get some different size ones, I think. Quite like it. Now with this pen, it seems to be doing similar to the fine liners, where it's absorbing quite a bit of the ink, but not nearly as much as it was with the fine liners. Now I'm aware in terms of, you know, realism that you probably wouldn't be able to see bricks from that far away, but maybe they're just really big bricks. You never know. In hindsight, using a ruler would probably be really good here too. I have a small ruler too. Just, yeah. So in that way these ones here in the middle would meet up as well. It wouldn't look so random. Alright, so we've done some brickwork, we're almost done. Trying to stagger them a bit so they don't just look like they've been built on top of each other. Alright, so I've done that. And bleed through, there's not too much actually, less than the fine liners. So that's really cool. That means that I can add some detail to some of the other dragons and stuff. I have some ideas for some little crazy bits and pieces. So yeah, those are the Dragon World and Birds of the World colouring books from Blue Star Publishing. I want to thank Blue Star Publishing and Mark Coyle for sending these to me. These are actually really awesome. I'm not gonna lie, the first one I probably do is probably going to be the dragons in space, because goddamn space dragons. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Oh, what the fuck that hand movement is.